You take any redox reaction. For example, hydrogen chlorine reaction is there, which is providing you 2 H plus ions and 2 chloride ions. Both are gases. That is the issue here. The hydrogen electrode serves as anode, chlorine electrode serves as anode, but both hydrogen and chlorine being gases, we keep just platinum here. And you have to mention the concentrations of H plus ions and chloride ions and their pressures as well. The concentration need not be same also, it can be different. Similarly, suppose a metal is replacing hydrogen from an acid, like very famous example, magnesium replaces hydrogen from sulfuric acid to form magnesium sulfate plus hydrogen gas. This is a very famous redox reaction, a metal replacing hydrogen from an acid, and this redox reaction can be exploited to construct a voltaic cell, and that is given as magnesium plus 2 H plus ions, sulfate being a spectator, magnesium ions and hydrogen gas. What do you observe here? Magnesium is getting oxidized, H plus ions are getting reduced. This is a cell reaction, this is a redox reaction. So, magnesium is anode because of oxidation, hydrogen is reduced, it is a cathode. So, this should be shown as anode, this should be shown as cathode. So, how will it be shown? Magnesium slash magnesium ions double slash H plus slash H2 platinum. And this cell is constructed by magnesium anode, hydrogen cathode. So, this is how we can always represent all the redox reactions in the form of a cell notation. Given a cell notation also, we can represent the redox reaction concerned to that particular cell. But here the only important thing is you should be able to write the half reactions and the cell reaction, cell notation for everything. For example, you have got ferrous ions oxidized by permanganate to form ferric ions and Mn plus 2, and this is happening in an acid medium. So, what exactly is this reaction? This is a redox reaction. Ferrous to ferric is oxidation, MnO4 minus to Mn plus 2 is a reduction. So, how to show it? All are ions only. How to show it in the form of cell notation? Who is oxidized? Ferrous. So, this makes anode, this makes cathode. Anodic reaction, oxidation, cathodic reaction, reduction. So, how to show it in the cell notation form? Take platinum. Why should I take platinum? Because both are ions. So, platinum, ferrous getting oxidized to ferric, double slash, MnO4 minus getting reduced to Mn plus 2, and this is happening in acidic medium. So, all are ions only. So, again what should I keep? This is the cell notation of this particular redox reaction. So, in this complete discussion, what we could understand, every redox reaction can be represented in the form of a cell notation with oxidation on left side, reduction on right side, and the potential of such cell is always given by E cell is equal to E cathode, here H plus and H2 in this particular case, minus E anode Mg plus 2 slash Mg, both reduction potentials. If all of the species are in their standard conditions, we keep naught. Once we keep that naught means E naught, some metal ion slash metal, this is called standard reduction potential. So, we could understand the standard reduction potentials are defined at 1 m concentration, 25 degrees centigrade, 1 atmosphere pressure of all the chemical species present in a half cell, which is obtained with reference to standard hydrogen electrode. So, you can have, just as I shown you, you can have metal ion electrodes, non-metal ion electrodes, hydrogen ion electrodes, ion electrodes. There are many other such electrodes once there is a half cell, that's an electrode, you can measure the potential of every half cell with the help of standard hydrogen electrode. Once you measure the potentials, you keep all potentials in one particular tabulated form. That tabulated form is called electrochemical series. This plays a very vital role in chemistry, universally respected and accepted. And this consists of all possible electrodes in chemistry. If there is a small electron exchange also, you can make a half cell, and for that half cell you can calculate reduction potential, standard reduction potential. You keep all the half cells in a tabulated form in the either ascending form or descending form of their standard reduction potentials, and that particular series kept in a table, we call it electrochemical series. So, about this electrochemical series, what conclusions we can make? So, with reference to standard electrode, standard hydrogen electrode, we measure the potentials of all of the half cells and we keep them in a table in the ascending or descending order of their potentials. And what we can conclude out of that particular table with those potentials, what can we do? How best we can use the series? That also we should learn. Before going to the details of that particular series of electrodes, we must always keep in mind that the reduction potential of the cathode must be more than reduction potential of anode, such that the cell potential is always positive, so that the cell can serve as a source of electricity for the external purpose. The cell to produce electricity to some other purpose, the cell reaction must be spontaneous. For that to be spontaneous, the cell potential must be positive. If E cell is positive, the correct direction the cell is being used. Cathode is used as cathode, anode is used as anode. The one with more reduction potential serves as cathode. The one with less reduction potential serves as anode, and so that cell potential becomes positive and the cell can serve the proper source of electricity for some other purpose. That we will see. See, as I told you, the potentials of different electrodes can be kept in a tabular form in either ascending or descending order. We get electrochemical series, and this particular series is only a part of the total electrochemical series, because there is no limit for half redox reactions. You can have any big number of half cell reactions and their potentials. For the subject's sake, for understanding sake, I am just giving you only a part of the electrochemical series. See, if you just carefully observe these values, there is a lithium plus lithium minus 3.05 volts. How did you get that value? By constructing a lithium electrode, connecting it with standard hydrogen electrode, and in 1 m concentration, 25 degrees for atmosphere, you got this value. Similarly, potassium electrode minus this much, calcium electrode, all these things. So it goes like this. See, minus values are there. At hydrogen electrode, what did you observe? The potential is 0.0 volts. That's what we defined it as standard hydrogen electrode. After hydrogen electrode, if you see, the potentials are positive, and the potentials shown in this table are SRP values, standard reduction potential. See, copper plus 2 is becoming copper. For this, absolute potential is 0.34 volts with reference to standard hydrogen electrode. You see, you can observe iodine getting reduced 0.54, Ag plus, silver plus to silver, you got 0.8 volts. You have got all metals, hydrogen, again some metals. So, some metals can have positive reduction potential, some metals can have negative reduction potential. Anything may happen. It all depends on their chemical nature with reference to hydrogen. So here also you have got some other electrodes. See, mostly I put some non-metals and ion-ion electrodes here. Here bromine is getting reduced to bromide with a potential of 1.09. I got that 1.09 when bromine electrode is connected to standard hydrogen electrode. And here oxygen electrode too becoming water. This is also reduction. See, dichromate is getting reduced to chromium plus 3. Like permanganate can get reduced to permanganate. Chlorate, ClO3 minus can get reduced to chloride. Everything is a half cell. For everything there will be a potential, half cell potential. So, all these are kept. What are all the features of this? What should we understand from this? It is $1 million question. We should make many conclusions out of this. Fluorine electrode has got 2.87 volts potential. This is positive value. So, what can we conclude? See, above hydrogen there are negative values, below hydrogen these are positive values, and some electrodes have high values, low values. You take two metals, silver and copper. Silver metal has got 0.8, copper metal has got, both are metals, both have positive values. See, here both are metals only, both have negative values. What should we understand? The features of electrochemical series we have to understand. We'll try to understand what could be, what conclusions we can make out of this big list of electrodes. Now, if you see the series, first we will focus on hydrogen. That is hydrogen electrode, standard hydrogen electrode, whose potential is taken, assumed as 0.0. If you take these electrodes, whose potential is negative, I always tell you one thing, these are all standard reduction potentials, means their tendency to undergo reduction with reference to hydrogen. So, these electrodes have less negative tendency to undergo reduction with hydrogen electrode. So, what can we conclude? We can conclude that they show a tendency to shift their equilibrium towards oxidation when connected with standard hydrogen electrode, because their reduction potential is negative. Negative reduction potential means what? Positive oxidation potential. For hydrogen, whether reduction potential or oxidation potential is one and the same, 0.0 volts. So, these metals always show a tendency to undergo oxidation at their electrode when connected with standard hydrogen electrodes. So, whenever a particular electrode, suppose you take a zinc electrode connected with some hydrogen electrode, at zinc electrode oxidation takes place, at hydrogen electrode reduction takes place. So, zinc shows a tendency to undergo oxidation, reducing H plus ions into hydrogen gas. That is the meaning of negative reduction potential. The electrodes with negative reduction potential when connected with standard hydrogen electrode, that you should make a highlight point. Standard hydrogen electrode when connected with negative reduction potential electrodes, definitely oxidation takes place at these electrodes under standard conditions. Once oxidation is taking place when connected to standard hydrogen electrode means what? At this electrode, the metal is getting oxidized. So, this electrode serves as an anode. Always these elements, these electrodes I should say, behave as anodes whenever they are connected with standard hydrogen electrodes. Now, coming to the other metals, here also you find some metals. Copper metal is there, silver metal is there. Of course, it's only a partial list, there may be other metals. Their standard reduction potential is positive. What do you understand from this? At these metals and metal-metal ion equilibrium, the equilibrium will shift towards reduction when this electrode is connected with standard hydrogen electrode. So, whenever these metal electrodes are taken and connected with standard hydrogen electrode, and if you prepare a cell, because they have positive reduction potential and hydrogen has zero reduction potential, we should understand that at this metal ion electrode reduction takes place. So this particular electrode serves as cathode. So the electrodes with positive reduction potential when connected with standard hydrogen electrode, and these electrodes serve as cathodes, standard hydrogen electrode serves as anode. Whereas electrodes with a negative reduction potential are connected with standard hydrogen electrode, the standard hydrogen electrode acts as cathode because reduction occurs at hydrogen electrode, and at those electrodes oxidation will take place. This conclusion we can always make. Coming to other feature, these metals, when you just go to the reaction part, suppose where do you find H plus ions? In acidic solutions. Suppose you have some dilute acidic solutions. When you put these metals in those solutions, direct metal you dump, what will happen? Because the reduction potential is negative, they undergo oxidation and they will reduce the H plus ions present in the acid medium. So hydrogen gas is released. So what can you conclude? If the metals of negative reduction potential are kept in acidic solutions, there will be a cell reaction taking place. This metal undergoes oxidation, works as anode. The H plus ions get reduced to hydrogen gas, and these metals are capable of replacing hydrogen from any dilute acid solutions. Whereas these metals with positive reduction potential, because the reduction potential is positive, they themselves want to be in reduced state, where hydrogen cannot be reduced, H plus cannot be reduced to H2. Because hydrogen's reduction potential is 0, metal's reduction potential is positive, the metal would like to undergo reduction, and metal ion equilibrium will shift in reduction direction, and hydrogen H plus ions cannot be reduced to hydrogen. So these metals cannot replace hydrogen from acid solutions. So the metals with positive reduction potential are not capable of replacing hydrogen from acid solutions. Metals with negative reduction potential are capable of replacing hydrogen from acid solutions. What else you can conclude? Suppose I select two electrodes randomly, any two electrodes. I will select sodium electrode and copper electrode. What can we say? Copper electrode's reduction potential is 0.34. Sodium electrode's reduction potential is minus 2.71. The one with more reduction potential will tend to undergo reduction direction. The metal with less reduction potential will tend to undergo oxidation direction. So what will happen if I make a cell out of these two, any two? The one with greater reduction potential will only serve as cathode, behave as cathode. The electrode with less reduction potential, let it be positive or negative, don't worry. If you select any two electrodes in the series, the one with more reduction potential behaves as the one which undergoes reduction, so cathode. The electrode with less standard reduction potential value will serve as anode. So whatever electrode, suppose you want to construct a cell with hydrogen and fluorine. Fluorine reduction potential is 2.87 volts. Hydrogen reduction potential is 0.0 volts. Which has got greater reduction potential? Fluorine. So fluorine's tendency to undergo reduction is more when compared to hydrogen. So once you keep hydrogen and fluorine electrodes together, fluorine electrode undergoes reduction, hydrogen electrode undergoes oxidation. So you can say hydrogen undergoes oxidation, fluorine undergoes reduction. Hydrogen electrode is anode, fluorine electrode is cathode. Now coming to, so the conclusion of this is metals with negative reduction potential can replace hydrogen from acids. Metals with positive reduction potential cannot replace hydrogen from acids. All these logics are in standard condition. How do you compare a metal with negative reduction potential and a metal with positive reduction potential? What do you expect from a metal? As per basic school level definitions, you expect a metal to do what? We expect a metal to lose electrons. Losing electrons means oxidation. A metal is expected to have a tendency to undergo oxidation. So, its reduction potential should be negative. A metal with negative reduction potential has greater tendency to undergo oxidation. That's what we expect from a metal. So, a metal with a negative reduction potential is a better metal. More than negative reduction potential, still a better metal. See, if you see zinc, its reduction potential is minus 0.76. Whereas for calcium, minus 2.87, more negative. More negative means what? It does not want to undergo reduction. So, the tendency for calcium to undergo oxidation is more than that of zinc. So, what do you conclude? A metal that can easily undergo oxidation is a better, superior metal. We expect a metal to undergo oxidation easily. A metal should lose electrons easily. A metal should provide electrons to other purposes. A metal should be a better reducing agent. So, calcium having minus 2.87 compared to copper 0.34. So, calcium is much better and active metal because its tendency to undergo reduction is low, its tendency to undergo oxidation is more. So, calcium is much superior metal when compared to copper. Metals with negative reduction potential are more active than metals with positive reduction potential. Therefore, you can conclude that metals with negative reduction potential will always kick out or reduce the metals with positive reduction potential from their compounds. Let us see those examples also. I am just giving the overall features of electrochemical series, what conclusions we can make. Suppose, so obviously the metals with negative reduction potential are more active compared to metals with positive reduction potential. Among the metals with negative reduction potential, those with more negative reduction potential are better metals, are better reducing agents because they can easily undergo oxidation and provide electrons for other species. Coming to the non-metals, suppose you compare chlorine and bromine and fluorine. See, fluorine to fluoride, there is a tendency of 2.87 volts. Chlorine to chloride, there is a tendency of 1.36 volts. Bromine to bromide, 1.09 volts. All are reductions only. So, which element has got greater tendency to undergo reduction? Fluorine, obviously, because the potential is more positive. Greater the reduction potential, greater the tendency to undergo reduction. So, fluorine's tendency to undergo reduction is much higher compared to bromine's tendency to undergo reduction. What do you expect from a non-metal? We expect a non-metal to undergo reduction easily. We expect a non-metal to catch up electrons and to undergo reduction. So, greater the reduction potential, greater the activity of a non-metal, that is a better non-metal. So, among fluorine, chlorine and bromine, definitely fluorine is much better non-metal because its reduction potential is more. It can undergo reduction with a greater tendency when compared to chlorine and bromine. So, for a non-metal, the reactivity is based on its greater reduction potential. For a metal, the reactivity is based on its lower reduction potential. A metal with lower reduction potential is more active. A non-metal with greater reduction potential is more active. And you can select any of two electrodes. The one with more electrode reduction potential will be acting as cathode and the one with less reduction potential acting as anode. So, this is the feature of the common features what we can conclude out of the electrochemical series, and few applications we will see. The other topic in the next session.